Hi guys, my name is Tiffany Lynn and thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, Minimalist. Today I'm going to be talking about how to make your Halloween a more minimalist Halloween. Of course, if you want to make it really minimalist, you can not celebrate at all and be a little Halloween Scrooge. But if you do enjoy Halloween and you think it's a good holiday and you just want to make it a little bit more environmentally friendly or a little bit less focused on material things, then you're definitely in the right place. So if you saw my video from last week, you know that I'm having some technical difficulties, so I can't edit this video. I've made a list of some things and I'm going to be looking down at my phone quite often, so excuse me, I apologize. I know it's going to be irritating to watch. Anyways, the first thing I want to say is that Halloween is an especially good holiday to turn into a minimalist holiday because a lot of Halloween is focused on doing activities and less focused on buying things. It's not like Christmas where you, like one of the main events, depending on how religious you are, is exchanging gifts, and that requires buying things for people. Halloween is really about trick-or-treating and pumpkin carving and walking around and scaring people, so you can really avoid buying things in a really easy way. So I'm going to talk about 4 different activities that are done during Halloween and how to break them up and make them more minimalist. So the first thing, of course, is activities in general. So really easy things to do that are totally minimalist during Halloween is apple picking, you know, because you're going and you're getting apples and then you're going to eat them, so you're not making any waste or cluttering up your house at all. You can also do pumpkin carving, which is a really nice family-friendly activity. It can be really fun, and it also serves to decorate your house in a way that's not going to clutter it up, because you're not going to keep those pumpkins throughout the year. And then if you don't leave your pumpkins outside for too long, you can even use the leftover pumpkin from your carving to make pie or other pumpkin dishes. You can make soup with it, and of course you can roast the seeds. So that's a really awesome way to leave your activities or make your activities even more minimalist. And then of course haunted houses, if you're into Halloween for the scary part. Haunted houses are great because you go to that house, like you don't bring that house to you, so it doesn't have to clutter up your life at all, unless you want to make your own haunted house, which I will talk about later. But yeah, it's super easy to do these kinds of activities, and then instead of focusing on purchasing something to make you happy, you're focusing on these activities, spending time with loved ones, friends and family, and just having a good time. So you keep the memory instead of keeping the physical representation or the physical object. And that physical object for Halloween is usually costumes. So a good way to make costumes more minimalist is to, 1, make your own costume. So I'm not super great at sewing, but I usually do this by just kind of figuring out what I have in my wardrobe and getting inspired by it. So in the past, before I became a minimalist, I had more colors in my wardrobe, and I was Spider-Man one year. I wore some red leggings and a blue long sleeve shirt, and then I puffy painted like a spider on my chest. And that was really fun. I was also Snow White one year, so I had a long yellow skirt and then this like blue peplum top that I wore, and then I put a red ribbon in my hair, and that was a really good costume. And then always a great way to kind of put your costume on the next level when you're doing it on your own is to paint your face or do like really fun makeup. So I've done like sugar skulls. When I was Snow White, I had like a really bright red lip and like really pasty white skin. And Spider-Man, I painted my whole face red, and then I had like all the lines on my face. So this year I think I'm going to be a skeleton, and I came up with that just because I have a lot of black clothes. So I'm going to wear all black and then paint like my face and my hands black with some white bone detailing. It's going to be very cool, it's going to be fun, and it's super easy. And you know, there's plenty of tutorials online, and if you're not a super artistic person, then maybe you reach out to an artistic friend or something. I'm going to paint at least 2 other people's faces this Halloween, so Yeah, people who like art really won't care. And then of course, if you don't have the right clothes in your wardrobe to make your own costume, or you're not feeling particularly creative, you can go to the thrift store and then find items there that can be really good Halloween costumes. So maybe you want to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and you go to the store and you kind of like search for an ugly old prom dress that somebody wore in the 80s that's bright yellow. And, you know, during the normal season, it would be very strange to wear something like that. But for Halloween, it's great because everything is acceptable on Halloween, and that is why it is one of my favorite holidays. So the next section is decorations. You can also get decorations from the thrift store. So, you know, of course, I'm always talking about how the thrift store is a great place and a great resource to get reused things and really minimize your impact on the environment. You can also make your own. It does kind of require being a little bit creative, but you could print out decorations from the internet and then kind of just paste them on the walls or tape them to the walls and then just recycle them later. So that's a good way to, you know, not clutter up your life. And then my favorite way is to be your own decoration. So if you're really into Halloween and you want to make your own haunted house or something, you can dress up in whatever your costume is going to be, you know, get really scary. Maybe you're gonna be a werewolf or a witch, or you have like lots of children and they want to dress up as I don't know, like little demons or devils or something. You guys can be the decorations, and then, you know, Halloween is about being scary, so you don't need anything fancy. In fact, the like older and dirtier and crappier your decorations are, the better, because they're scarier. So definitely like turn all the lights off, maybe have like a lit path of jack-o'-lanterns or something to your porch or to your front door, and then get some dry ice. And bam, suddenly you have a haunted house because everything is dark and there's fog and there's a little bit of light, and then suddenly you and your family pop out wearing scary costumes that you DIY'd, or you painted your face to look like a werewolf, and suddenly you have the greatest haunted house ever, and you basically only had to buy dry ice. I think it's a really great idea, and I am thinking about doing it myself this year. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on was trick-or-treating, because if you care at all about the environment and you also care about Halloween, you know that trick-or-treating can be really difficult to make minimalist. Candy is super wasteful, especially for Halloween, because it's all individually wrapped. And for safety reasons, I think a lot of parents are wary of accepting candy and baked goods that are baked at home and not individually wrapped, or, you know, wrapped by some random person that they don't know. So my best tips for this are to buy candy that are wrapped in paper packaging, or lollipops that have paper sticks, because they can either be recycled, or if the person that takes them doesn't recycle them, they will eventually break down, because if the wrappings are in plastic or the sticks are in plastic, they will probably never break down ever, and that is of course very, very sad. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips and tricks to make your Halloween more minimalist. If you have any tips, please leave them in the comments below. Hopefully, eventually, I will get my editing software figured out, but for now, these are the videos that I'm going to be making, so let me know if you enjoy them, what your thoughts are, if you have any ideas for me, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos about being a minimalist in a materialist world, and I will see you in the next one.